Okay, welcome back. Hello again everyone, and welcome to section 4 of our demonstrations. This is the section where we show you how to run a quiz on screen. We've previously seen how to maintain your bank in section 1, your question bank, how to build a quiz from scratch in section 2, how to prepare your question papers for both your quizmaster and your players in section 3. And then this is the bit where it all comes together to deliver your quiz to your audience. As I said previously, this could be done in a paper-based way without use of an on-screen feature, but this particular process of running a quiz on screen makes things very straightforward and very professional. So from the Actions menu, you'll select the Run Quiz option, and you'll see here that you get a fundamental change to the screen when you're in a run mode. It's a mode that is dedicated to delivering your quiz, and as such your menu at the top here is all switched off whilst the quiz is being run. And then this screen here allows you to initially select the quiz that you're going to run. So I'm going to choose the music quiz that we've prepared in the previous sections. The first thing that you're going to want to do is to prepare your teams. So you'll have gone through the process of handing out papers to your teams and collecting their entry fees if there are any, but also collecting the details of their team names and which options they may choose as their joker rounds. So by clicking the Teams button on the run screen, this pulls up a little sub-screen onto which you can add your teams. Now in true Blue Peter fashion, I have some teams already set up. Here's some I made earlier. So I'm going to add a few of these in to build a list of teams, and I'm going to say, first of all, there's a team that are going to use the potluck round for their joker. The next are also going to use potluck. The next are going to use intros. The next are going to use intros as well. And then the last one is also going to use potluck. Now notice on your joker options, only the 2 rounds that were previously set up to be joker options are listed. The third round, the picture round, is not included. Okay, so that happens automatically within the run features. So there we have our list of teams set up and the jokers that they've chosen. Okay, so I can close that. And now, literally, I'm ready to run. I'm ready to run my quiz. So you would inform your audience that welcome to round 1, which is potluck. You can tell them that 3 teams are playing their jokers on this round. This information is available here. And if you hover the mouse pointer over that number 3, you can see the names of the teams that are using this round for their joker. Again, you can use that information to inform your audience. And immediately, question 1 from this round is displayed on screen. So you can ask that question. By default, the answers and the supporting information are hidden. I'll show you later on when we're marking the round how you open that up. But you would ask the question and then you would move on to the next question, and the next question, and the next question, and so on until you reach the end of your round. There are several ways you can navigate these questions. You can use the first, previous, next and last buttons here. You can use these buttons to go backwards and forwards through the list. You can use the drop down to go to a particular question, or you can use the buttons on the keyboard. You could use the N for next, the L for last, the F for first, or the P for previous. Okay. Now, having gone through your list of 10 questions in this particular round, you're then ready to ask your audience to swap papers or take the papers in, however you're going to mark them, and you can go back to the first question and use this control here, reveal, to actually open the answers and read those answers out. Again, you step through with the answers showing. Notice on question 2 your part mark information is shown here, so your audience would be aware that they're going to get half a mark for 1 year either side. and you can then go through and deliver all of those answers to your audience. Okay, so when you've done that, you can then mark the round. You can collect those marks in from your teams by whatever means is appropriate. And then there's a mark round button up here, which when you click allows you to type in the marks for from each of the individual teams. So here we go. Notice how the marking screen knows where the jokers have been applied, and automatically applies the joker multiplier where appropriate. Okay, then when you save that, those marks are saved. If you want to see how that appears in table form, there's the table button down the bottom here. You don't have to share this with your audience, but you can then see on this screen here that at the moment there's a team that have played their joker on round 1 and scored a total of 14 points on that round, and they head the list. And it also shows here where the other jokers are being played. So, for example, the team at the bottom of the list here scored 7 points on round 1 without their joker, but they're playing their joker on round 2. That's what the J here signifies. No teams on the picture round. Okay. Shows over here the order, the ranking. You've got 2 teams that are tied in 3rd place with 8 points, and that's indicated here with the equals signs. You can pull that up at any time. Okay, so having delivered round 1, you'd then move on to round 2. So you switch, in this case, to the intros round. This is your sound round. So first of all, notice that as soon as you change round, your reveal is switched off again, so your answers are not visible. This is for security of delivery of your quiz, just in case there's someone perched on your shoulder. But now with the sound questions, you have the media player control popping up here on the right hand side. So as the quiz master, you will have asked, or you will be asking the questions, and you can then play them. And assuming that your system, your laptop, your environment is all interconnected, so that your, for example, laptop outputs to the sound system in the bar or the room that you're working in, then what you play here will go through to your audience. So here we go, question 1.
Dark, especially when I'm in a park and there's no one else around.
There you go. So you'll have played that to your audience, and they will have been recording their answers and trying to work out what the answer to the question is. And then you can step through song by song, playing those to your audience. And then again, as in the previous round, once you're ready to mark the round, you go back to beginning and you reveal your answers, and then you can start sharing those with your audience and getting the round marked. So having done that, once again, you'll mark round 2. So I'm just going to put these scores in. There we have it. Okay, and now when we look at the table, you can see that you have both sets of marks added in, all jokers played now, and you can see how things are going. You might not want to share this with your audience at this stage, but if you wished, you could. Some do, some don't. And then finally, we'll go on to round 3, which is your famous dancers. And from the quizmaster's perspective, they then see these pictures that are being presented to their audience on screen. Again, stepping through, asking the questions. Away you go. Okay, once again, you mark the round at the end. So this could be quite a high scoring round. No jokers available on this round, as we saw in the setup. And that's that. Job done. Okay, so that's your 3 rounds delivered now, so your quiz is basically complete. What you'd then do is you would look at the table. This is now the final table, and you're in the position to deliver the results to your audience. Normally done in reverse order. In 5th place we have the Gallivanters with 24 points. A round of applause. And so on. Now then, one other feature that needs to be explained is tie breaks, because obviously it's possible that you could get a draw at the top of the list. In this example, we haven't got one, but if we did, there's an option here for a tiebreaker question. So, let me just show you how that works. Let's assume that the top 2 teams were actually tied, and we open this tiebreak screen, and it randomly selects a tiebreak type question from your question bank. Now, I'd made sure previously that there were a few questions available in the database that you could pick from for tiebreak purposes. So I knew that something was available for this particular demonstration. If you don't like the question, if you think the question's just not appropriate, you can hit the change button and it will pull up another one randomly. Okay. Once you're happy with the question that's going to be asked, you can then say, well, which teams are taking part in this? There's always going to be at least 2. So I'm going to set those 2 up. It could theoretically be 3 or 4. This is what I'm allowing within the system as it stands, but for the purposes of this demonstration we'll just use the 2. And then what we do is we ask the teams for their responses. Sometimes you like to get them to speak the responses, sometimes you might ask them to write them down, but it's your choice. So I'm going to say that the first answer for Team 1, the original Sahara Diving Club, was 245, and the answer for Team 2 was 193. Okay. Once you've got the responses in from the teams, you're then in a position to reveal the answer. Okay, and once you do that, then it takes the difference between what the response is and what the correct answer is, and then calculates which of the 2 teams has won and ranks them accordingly. So in this particular case, Team 1 is the closest. Their difference is 25 as opposed to 27 for Team 2. Therefore, they are declared the winners. Now, this information isn't stored, it's not saved in your database at all, but obviously it's available to be used on quiz night. So that's quite a useful little feature to be able to tie break your teams if and when you want to, if and when you need to split the teams that have drawn on the quiz itself. Okay, just close that. So hopefully what you can see there is that with the on-screen features, it's very, very simple to deliver your quiz in a controlled and professional manner. And whilst there's always going to be a place for a paper-based approach and simply reading the questions out from a printed sheet, it's nice to have the option to do this on screen as well, and obviously including the feature where you can play sound or video clips through your system onto your resources within your bar or room. So that's it. That's the end of section 4. Thank you very much.